So guys, we should still be on page 48, right? So you added your third page. Label this one 4.3. So for solving systems, we learned how to solve by graphing. That's what we've kind of been doing for most of the time. Yesterday, we learned how to solve without graphing using the substitution method. Today, we're going to solve using what is called the elimination method. And I'll tell you guys this right now. The elimination method is my favorite. And it's going to be your favorite too.
Is it like
I promise. So, let's read up all of our steps. Step 1. What we want is we want to use in the elimination method, we want both of our equations to be in standard form. So then we can line up all of our terms. So we're going to line up all the like terms so that the x's are stacked on top of each other and the y's are stacked. And then we're going to look for inverse coefficients. And will you underline, highlight, I don't care what, that example right there. So for example, 3x and negative 3x. So we're going to look for a variable that they have the same variable and they have the same coefficient except they're inverses. So one is positive, one is negative. So another example would be 2y and negative 2y, or positive x and negative x. Does that make sense? So the coefficients are the same, just the signs are different. So that's what we're looking for. That will cause one of the variables to eliminate. If we can't find some, so if none of them eliminate right away, you'll use multiplication to make them, okay? And that's actually what we're going to do in the example we're doing. Then you will eliminate one variable, so that will cause one of the variables to eliminate, and you will use and solve, and you will use the new value from part 3 to find the other variable, so the one that we eliminated. And then you write it as an ordered pair, okay? It's not as complicated as it sounds in words. The example, it's actually very, very quick. So let's look at our example. 3y plus x equals 4, and y minus 2x equals 6. So your first step was to line them all up. Now, I know they're already lined up here, but let's rewrite it next to step 1. And I would give yourself a little bit of space. So 3y plus x equals 4, and line it up, y minus 2x equals 6. So all we did is line them up. All right, so the next step was to look for coefficients that are inverses of each other. Look at your y's. I have a 3y and a y. Are those inverses? No. And then I have a positive x and a negative 2x. What about those? Close, right? What am I missing to get these x's to be inverses? A positive 2, right? If all of them are positive, so let's say this was y plus 2x, we could also multiply by a negative number to make one of them negative. But in this case, we don't have to. So what we're going to do is we're going to multiply the entire top equation by positive 2. Because that's what we're missing. So next to step 2, let's rewrite both equations. That's going to make this one 6y plus 2x equals 8. So please remember that you are multiplying the entire equation. Did we have to change this bottom one at all? No. So that's just going to be y minus 2x equals 6. Okay. I'm going to rewrite that in step 3. When you guys are doing your homework, you don't have to rewrite the equations this many times. I just want to make sure it all lines up with the steps. Okay, so I just rewrote it here, and this is what we're going to do. Add both equations together, and we're just going to add straight down. So what's 6y plus y? 7y. What's 2x minus 2x? 0. Oh my gosh, that's why it's called the elimination method, because those variables will end up canceling each other out. Equals 14. And now I have 7y equals 14. How easy is that to solve? Divide by 7. And we get y equals 2. Now you have some options here. I have the y, but I need the x. You can plug y equals 2 into this equation, into this equation, or if you're really feeling like it. You could also plug it into the 6y plus 2x equals 8. Any one of them will give you the exact same value for x. I usually suggest plugging it into the simplest one. So you could, some of you might think that this one is simpler. Some of you might think that the top one is simpler. It doesn't really matter. I'm going to plug it into the top because I already have x by itself there. So all I'm going to have to do is multiply and subtract. So that's 3 times 2 plus x equals 4. That's 6 plus x equals 4. And when I subtract 6, I get x equals negative 2. So as an ordered pair, that would be, that's it.
I like that.
Yeah. So, what you guys are going to do now is I'm going to give you your left side pages. Hold on to this as soon as you get it because I want to at least start the problems with all of you, okay?